Well, welcome to Simon. Welcome to my hometown. Here is the Christmas tree on the market square. And if you're wondering where this is Ulverston in Cumbria, in the far northwest of England, on the borders of the English Lake District. And this is a typical Christmas decorations they have every year. And we have the remnants of the cenotaph with, hello, Adalbati, hello. Welcome to my hometown. We've got the cenotaph here. I'll just switch you around. Okay, then you can see there's a Christmas tree. You better look. Just walk out into the middle of the road. But yeah, there we are. And as you can tell, I have an umbrella just in case, because it's it's threatening. It was raining last night and early this morning, but it seems to have cleared up now. There's the cenotaph, there's the war memorial with the poppies from Remembrance Day a month ago. Oh right, you're cooking dinner. Okay, jolly good. That's for me tonight. We're having lasagna tonight. So this place here, with the red, typical British red pillar box, was, until quite recently, a chemist. And as unfortunately the owner, as is the case with a lot of shops around here, retired. And it's no longer a chemist, and it's now empty, unfortunately. But I remember going in there to get chemisty things. This place here used to be, oh, it says for sale. Oh dear. It used to be a hairdresser's, which my mother went to. and I've had my hair cut there once by a Malaysian lady, rather nice Malaysian lady. Hello, Adalbati's husband. Konbanwa. And just to show that it is my hometown, that building over there, next to the archway, and I'm not quite sure what it is now. It appears to be a general store of some description. It's an animal welfare shop, like a charity shop for animal welfare. We're going to have a closer look, because that used to be, when I lived here in this town, many years ago, that was a toy shop, and it was run by a lady who had been the bridesmaid at my father's wedding. And this used to be a pub. Down here, you went through that archway and got into the pub that way. And this was one of the main roads out of the town. The town existed, so it has existed for about 1,200 years, 1,200 years. Yes, it's a charity shop now, just by bits and bobs. It used to be, after it became a toy shop, after that closed down, it became a hairdresser's. Never had my hair cut in here. On occasion, not quite sure what that was. I think it used to be a betting shop. Seen better days. This is a pub that I used to go to as a teenager a lot, and played my first game of Space Invaders in there. Very typical architecture. Hey Peppo, you're looking at guests. So yes, Peppo, if you've just joined, this is my hometown. And that's another charity shop. Over there, that's the Oxfam shop. It's the disease of all British towns to be taken over by Turkish hairdressers, vape shops, and charity shops. This town is managing just and so to hang on. Although this place is closed down, whatever that was. This is a very popular pub called the Farmer's Arms. Serve very good food. Been in there a few times. Not a great pub for, like, if you're a teenager wanting to get wasted sort of pubs, which there are a lot of in this town, and which I can attest to. It's going to be a question of this was that, and now it's closed down. That was can't remember what that was, but it's closed down. That was a bank. Now, banks have all become apps on your phone, which is why they've closed down. But we'll cross over. Okay. So the layout of this marketplace hasn't really changed much in about 200 or 300 years, which is when most of which is the age of most of the buildings here. Although some of the buildings up that street we just came from, and the street I walked down to get here, they date about 300 years. So it's quite modern. One-stop mini market. Oh yes, that didn't last long. Art gallery and Enoteca. W concept to let. Oh yes. Well, obviously, local people are not really into art. Honeysuckle Cafe and Bistro, but it's Sunday, so yes, I wasn't expecting actually shops to be open on a Sunday, or there to be sort of activity, but there is, which livens up. Yes, and we have seagulls, because we're only about like 4 or 5 kilometres from the sea. That's an alleyway, which we'll go down, we'll come back round. We'll go into an alleyway, as I want to do. I'm not going to do my Ghent thing, and I have been to the toilet, so I don't need to go in an alleyway. But this is an alleyway. There used to be a butcher's shop here. I think I've probably done all this before. Stop me if I have. But this building that's now boarded up. Is it boarded up? Violet and the Peapod, which appears to be closed. Sorry, we're closed. But that was a butcher's. My mum used to send me there to get cuts of meat. Yes, it's exciting, isn't it? So this is northern England, grey, and with very old houses. Cosy. They had an Edwardian festival here, which is a thing that's been going on for about 30 years. People all dress up in like Victorian and Edwardian costumes, and it gets a lot of visitors. They had like 20 odd coaches, loads of visitors come all dressed up, and the town was sort of my nephew's girlfriend came into town to do some shopping, and she said you couldn't move. There was that many people here. Tesco's rubbish. Pizza time, yes. Closing down sale. There we are. That's indicative of everything. The state of British Britain at the moment, closing down. This was a pub I used to go to. There will be lots of. This was a pub I used to go to moments, because when I was young, this town was absolutely chock full of pubs. Every street has one almost. Greggs. Can't go anywhere in England without Greggs, the bakers, where you get fat. God, those seagulls are noisy. So this is New Market Street. That was Old Market Street. This is New Market Street. And that's the New Market building, built in the 1890s or something like that. That's how new it is. Right, and there is traffic. So there is a banking hub here. So it's a banking hub. No banks, just a banking hub where one member of staff from each of the different types of banks appears once a week for anybody that wants to interact with a human being in relation to their bank. They appear in there, and you have to go at certain times, otherwise you miss them. Premises to let. Oh, that's closed down. Oh, this is a very depressing live stream today. Hey, Robert. All right. Oh, this is a chimney sweep shop. All right. Okay. To book a sweep or for shop inquiries, call Ronnie. Okay, Ronnie the chimney sweep. I didn't know that. Have you ever had your chimney swept? I have been witness. The old house I used to live in Elverston when I was little had coal fires, so we would sometimes get our chimney swept, which was an interesting experience. It's sort of like suddenly you were transported back to the Victorian area. But they didn't send anybody down the chimney, fortunately. Oh right, oh dear. This used to be a newsagent's, and now it's a mini supermarket. What the hell's going on? I go away for a year and everything changes. A chemist, that's still there. It's open as well. Another pub. Used to go there. The grey building on the corner was a pub. Costa Coffee. Yes, there's high quality stuff here, you know. Spectacle Lounge. What's that? That's an optician. Okay, we'll not go up there. That's the back of the new market hall. Right. Squirrel, it's called. It's not a pub anymore. I think that was called the Grapes. It used to be a pub called the Grapes. If you don't want to risk a chimney fire, yes, it was essential. It was quite a sort of elaborate setup. You know, they put cloths everywhere and sort of shoved a brush on long canes up the chimney, and I had a big vacuum cleaner. And the house stank of like sulphur for a bit. Store of buried treasure. Art gallery. There's an art gallery upstairs. I had a pie from there for my dinner yesterday after me and the boys arrived here from Belgium with a lovely 10-hour drive in Nick's posh car. My dad said we were going to have meat pies for tea, and they came from that shop. You know, some teddy bears, very Christmassy. I have to say the Christmas decorations this year are sort of relatively minimal compared to the previous years. You've got the sparkly lights, but the window displays are sort of slightly less exuberant than previous years. All right. There's no doubt a new dress will help under all circumstances, regardless of gender. That was my bank. Not that my personal bank, I'm not a banker. Mrs. That was where I used to get cash out of there, where that's gone. And the bank has gone, and it's all on my phone now. So I'm guilty of destroying the infrastructure. Merry Christmas. Holly jolly Christmas. Okay. Some people have made an effort. We've got some to let. Oh dear. I think that was a dress shop. Locally caught fresh fish. My son walked past here in the summer, and a seagull walked out of that door. It was rather amusing. It's like it had just been in and helped itself to the fish, which there doesn't appear to be any of today. But you don't often get the fishmonger. It smells of fish as well. Blimey. Whew. That was a grocer's shop at one time, and now it's one of those sort of trendy art stuff, bits and bobs. Actually, yes, there was a sort of like a goth woman working in there, and there was a stuffed crow in there. So it's kind of like that kind of like hippie type shop. And this is a rather nice coffee shop with wooden floorboards. You can see the wooden floorboards. I don't know if you can see that. You can just see the reflection of the cobbles, but it's and beer, coffee and beer. Why not? And the daughter of the owner is a famous classical saxophonist. One of the few claims to fame of this town. Closed. Yes, this is the coffee bit. That's just the shop bit. Nick and I will probably, or Nick, I and Tom will probably be going in there for coffee at some point over the Christmas week. It's rather nice. Unfortunately, closed old bank building with the town clock on it. So apologies, we've got cobbled streets, and cars and cobbled streets are not the best combination for noise levels. What's this? What's that? That's new. Lake District signs and unique gifts. It's an engraver's. It used to be a tattoo shop, I think. Or is the tattoo shop next down? Hair and nails. Rabbit hole. Down the rabbit hole. Okay, down the rabbit hole. Down the rabbit hole on the motorbike. Into darkness. It is a tattoo shop. This is the tattoo shop. Tattoo studio. You know, your typical traditional country store. And the health food shop on the edges of town for those hippie types who live here, and the seagulls. Right. that leads out of town. That used to be called Tank Square. It's a roundabout, but it used to be a square. This is an area used to be a square, and there used to be houses right up to it. And in World War One, after World War One, they put a tank, an old British tank on there, which is long since gone. Right, we'll head back up. We're getting some chimes. What, 2? Is that 3? 2:30? Can't be 2:30. It's already 2:30 European time. Hey, alas, you made it. Hello. We're in Ulverston. If you Google that and Google Stan Laurel of Laurel and Hardy fame, he was born here before he moved to Culver City in California, where he lived in a hotel after he got famous. Culver City is where our friend Donna Quesada, who's been on the show a couple of times, she lives there. Oh, she's no longer Donna Quesada, but she's now married, actually. She married her long-time beau, a man from Alsace called, and so her name is Donna Skolhammer now, which is a bit of a mouthful. But yes, that Donna lived in Culver City, which is where Stan Laurel of Laurel and Hardy fame went to live. Featured artist, Jack Webster. So yes, arty shops are open. So last 7347. Okay, it's like Boeing Alas. It's a Boeing Alas 7347. Sorry. Right, we'll go up Brogden Street. It's like Coronation Street, isn't it? Brogden, Hilda Brogden, 1879. That used to be a greengrocer's, and I used to fancy the young woman that worked in there when I was a teenage boy and she was a teenage girl. We locked eyes occasionally when I went to go and get groceries with my mother, and I only managed. I didn't even find out what her name was, and then a couple of years sort of after that, I gave her a kiss in the pub because she was working behind the bar and it was New Year and you're supposed to give everybody a kiss New Year. So she and I had a big smoochy kiss, and that was the last time I saw her. No idea. She's probably some old grandma now. South Lakes Raw Feeds. South Lakes Raw Feeds. Oh God, that sounds disgusting. This is the market hall. Obviously it's Christmas and it's shut. We're heading up to the post office. It's the lovely 1960s post office. And the early 1800s. Or the 1932 cinema. It's all very, historic. There you go, a Laurel and Hardy. Oh, there's a Laurel and Hardy museum down there. Let's go and have a look. But my dad used to go to this cinema when he was a little boy. Because, his parents lived in a village a few miles away from here, and this was the nearest cinema. So that's how old this my dad is 88, so that tells you how old this cinema is, how long this cinema has been going. What is it? Laurel and Hardy. Oh no, it's just it is the Laurel and Hardy Museum. Okay. My friend who I'm going to visit after this live stream, he used to work here. He was my one school friend that I'm in touch with. And he did go to university but didn't like the course, came back and ended up working for like the tax office, which this used to be. Oh, no, it's just a poster for the Laurel and Hardy, now showing, oh right. No, it's just a poster for a Laurel and Hardy film. Let's see what films are on. Have they got anything exciting? It's a really old-fashioned cinema inside. It's like got those red velvet fold-up chairs. Wicked. What's that? It's a Wonderful Life. Oh, really, really sort of like up-to-date films. Okay. Oh, it is the Laurel and Hardy Museum. You could go in. I'm not going in because I'll probably lose signal. And to what extent the audience, would be interested in Laurel and Hardy. Zootropis, Fackham Hall. Fackham Hall. Right, okay. It's different. Right, let's go back. Back of the post office. Where's the... Oh, yes. No, this is the back. This is not the back of the post office. What are you saying, Simon? This is the back of the Coronation Hall, which was at one time, before it became the Coronation Hall, in the late 18th and early 19th century, it was a large country house. And so all of this was like fields and stuff around it. So if there's anything you want to ask me about my hometown, why I'm here, what we're doing, feel free in comments. Alas, now that you're here, or you just... Am I wallpaper? For Ada Labate, and she has plonked her husband down in front of the television while she gets on with cooking. And I'm entertaining Mr. Ada Labate over in Japan, and Robert in Toronto, and alas, somewhere in Wiltshire. But I'm probably on in the background. And Peppo, of course. They're all doing something else while my voice resonates through their festively decorated bedrooms and living rooms. I imagine. And I imagine, I'm not sure what Trump's done. Does Trump stay in Germany for Christmas? There's still no guitar, still in Japan. So, here we are. Here's the front of the Coronation Hall. You can sort of vaguely see that it sort of has retained elements of its country house origins from the facade. But it sort of burnt down in the mid-19th century, and they repurposed it as a sort of town hall kind of place. There's a sculpture of Laurel and Hardy. Inescapable characters. 1960s library that everybody hates, but I enjoyed. Of course, I liked books and I liked sort of modern architecture, but nobody else likes it. It looks like it's constantly threatening that it's going to rain. It's been very good. Evermore. This was also a bank at one point. Banks used to look like banks. Now they just look like apps. So come to the bustling heart of the Lake District for country pursuits. Yes, what can I say about this? There was a hairdresser's here that month, and there was a unisex hair. Oh, they're still here. Unisex, genderless haircuts, which are still going on. Right. On a Sunday, of all days. It's gone very quiet in comments. Have I sent you all to sleep? Have you clicked off? I had 232 views on my advert. And that's not translated into views on the live stream. I wonder why. Also in connection with the advert, my mellifluous voice was captured in that advert from my Christmas present from my sons, because I broke my digital audio interface device by accident. Could have been due to the fact that I had a couple of glasses of wine and I was trying to untangle some wires and it fell off the chest of drawers where my studio equipment is. But yes, my sons asked what I wanted for Christmas, and I said I'd like a new audio interface, please. And so they got me one, and I had to open my Christmas present and use it before doing the show. I'm competing with 2.5. Oh, that explains it. Okay. Well, I'm sure Alas isn't watching 2.58 arches. Why did I? Well, I say I can't compete. I can't compete with people with an interest in Japan watching a show from Japan. Oh dear. People with an interest in Northern England and historic towns are, in my audience, are quite few and far between. Not yet. Not yet. We haven't sent you to sleep just yet, Peppo. All right, very good. Rack Alley. Okay, what does this mean? Rack Alley. This narrow passage. Oh dear. Misses. It's called Rack Alley. It runs behind. It does indeed. Does it run behind the rear? Oh, yeah. It runs behind the rear of the houses and was a rope walk. It was here that a twine spinner followed his busy craft. Spinning your twine in the rear. Okay. You can have a party dress. You can have a cheesy kitsch party dress in turquoise. What the hell is this place? Oh, it's your kitsch, big fat kitsch Greek wedding shop, carpet shop. Have these in England because sometimes people in England still use carpets. They like to accumulate dust and grime and bacteria in their homes. Oh dear, oh, it's changed. That used to be a record shop. One of the last record shops, possibly in the north of England. It's not that anymore. This was the Conservative Club. For, middle class, middle-aged, right-wing, stick in the muds. I'm not quite sure what it is now. The sun was trying to get out. Oh, they finished doing up the pub. It's another pub, by the way. Oh no, they've done that one up, but the one next to it is closed down permanently. There were two pubs right next to each other, which is not unusual here. This dark blue one used to be black and white. The King's Head, not the King's Arms. King's Arms is another pub somewhere else. Well, at least they painted the one next to it a bit. It was a bit run down, but I don't think it's a pub anymore. The Royal Oak, I think it was called. You thought they were coming back? Well, not here, not up this way. As I did say, I've seen them. In Belgium, you've got a few. Like that one in Ghent, My Fucking Records. With vinyl, proper vinyl. And there's a two I've seen in Ghent. But vinyl is supposed to be coming back. But this was a record shop that hadn't quite caught up with like the vinyl thing. It wasn't quite that trendy. It was like it had stacks and stacks and stacks of second-hand CDs, and it had musical instruments, and it was like there's barely room to get into the shop because there was so much stuff in there. But obviously, sort of, who listens to CDs anymore? And I don't think he was sort of back into the sort of the old vinyl stuff. Oh look, bowler hat. A bowler hat on a chamber pot. This is an antique shop. It used to be a model shop. It used to be an optician's. Things change rapidly. Look up there. Look, there's a picture. There's a picture of. I'm going to zoom in. Can I zoom in? Yeah. Look, that's. Ooh. There's the marketplace. Look. As it was, and as it looks more or less today. Which pub is better? Well, that's a good question. Of the two, it's difficult to say. I would say the one that's now in the sort of the dark turquoise colour. I kind of like that one. The best pub though, for me, was one that is now no longer a pub, but it was like a little old man's pub. I think, yeah, if we go back down that street, I could show you the building where it used to be. Oh, you've got an old car that plays CDs? Oh, right, yes. I have a CD player in my car, and I put a CD in once and it got stuck. So I don't use that anymore. I'll just listen to the radio. Nice. When it gets dark, that'll be much better with the lights. It's quite busy for a Sunday. I suppose it's a holiday period. But amazingly, there were no pubs along that side of the street. I think they decided perhaps it was, just for a bit of variety and relief that there would be no pubs there. There is a chippy fish and chip shop on the corner that's been there since I moved here. That's like it's been there about like 60 years or something like that. Another alleyway. Lots of little old buildings. I'm staying in the town. I remember the last time I tried to do this, and I walked down from my parents' place to into town, or tried to get into town, and I went through some woods because I thought it would be picturesque, and the signal disappeared. So you're just going to have me. You're going to have to imagine country pursuits taking place. Where was the pub? Oh, it's a bit further. What's this? Why is there a yellow? It looks like a Japanese flag. What's going on? Imperial flag now. That's a bit odd. There's a very smell of stale sweat down there. Dog friendly. Okay. They like dogs. What's this? Tape design. Architecture. So tape is that really sort of tells you what kind of architects they are. Right. There we are. Turkish barber. Istanbul barber. I think. I can't remember. Is it? One of these shops used to be a model shop. Plastic model kits and all that sort of thing. Curry House. It's a very typical country town in England. Yes, this could be Saffron Walden. This is the pub. It's still going as a pub, the Rose and Crown. That was... No, tell a lie. Was it this pub? Or was it this pub? Yes, it was this pub. Where those people are sitting there, that wasn't an open space. That was a little cubby hole. Sort of, you went in through a little door, wooden door. As you went in through there was a little wooden door, and this place was like the ceiling was really low, and there was like bench seats and a fireplace. The fireplace was still there, and it was very cosy, and you could get wasted in peace and quiet. That was quite an okay pub. It had a nice pool table on the right hand side. It's just pubs and more pubs. There is a model shop again in the town. Space Shuttle. It's a historic thing. Railways. Yes, the guy must be a railway enthusiast. There's lots of toys. Kids don't do toys now. Christmas travel by rail. British Railways. Not Great British Railways as it is now. Okay, we'll go towards the Teletubby house. Tinky Winky's house. We'll go towards Tinky Winky's house. Past what used to be it is still a takeaway. Half of it anyway. Lotus Chinese takeaway. Chinese and Thai meals. Well, yes. Northern Thailand did have intermarriages with Chinese throughout its history. Things I learned, when you become a regular customer at a Thai restaurant, you research things about Thailand and discover that they have Chinese ancestry. This used to be a mill, but it's now a pub. I'm selling it for anyone who wants to drink alcohol. Yes, come to Ulverston, where you can. I think that was derelict for ages. I think it's just now a facade, that building there. But it sort of connects that pub. Where's this pub? I can smell, for anybody who's English and knows this, or possibly also Canadians and Dutch people, there's a distinct smell of coal smoke in the air. People still use coal fires here, and as I walk around these streets, there's a lingering smell of coal smoke, which I know well because I used to light the coal fires in my house. Leather Lane. Ooh, Leather Lane and round the back and all that business. It's a kinky town, this. Not quite sure what that is. I think it's someone's display. Now this isn't the Tinky Winky. Do you get fish and chip shops in Belgium? Not really. No, they have frituurs. Hello, puss. They have frituurs. Yes. What? Yes. Yeah, they have pretending to be a seagull. Yeah. They have frituurs, which is like chip shop, but they only have chips, and the rest is sort of like processed meat products. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Peppo? Bicky burgers and frikandellen and all that sort of stuff. You might get a sort of a compressed fish burger, that you won't get proper fish. Yes, wood burners, but my nephew is getting one installed in his new house, and it heats a boiler at the back, which will provide their hot water for washing and cooking, but they're having a gas boiler put in for the central heating, and it's very handy for him because he works for his dad who's a tree surgeon, so they get tons of wood. So yes, it's very logical to use a wood burner. This is another square. Where's the Tinky Winky house? That's a cheap shop. I generally go there and get clothes, being a cheapo. This was a school, and they had a boys' entrance and a girls' entrance. And it's not been a school for about 60 years, but yeah. We're starting to get more colourful houses now. I think the Tinky Winky house, if it's still there, it's down there. Let's have a look. A very intensely purple house. Oh, it's still there, look. Intense purple. And that's Lala's house over there. Intense yellow. You didn't know they were from this town, did you? For those interested, it's a very old Land Rover. It's very old. Oh no, look into the wheel. It must be, look, it's... No, it's sort of 1980s Land Rover. Looking at that, yeah, not a 50s one. Not cheap, no, because fish isn't cheap. I googled why is lamb, cheese, and fish so expensive, and because it used to be cheap back in our day when we were young. It was like cheap as anything, and beef was the most expensive. Beef and pork were expensive, but fish was dirt cheap. It's basically overfishing, and not a lot of demand. It's been raining a lot recently here, so yeah. We'll not go up there. That's where I lost the signal last time, so we'll not go up there. Ooh. Tinky Winky, la la. Dipsy's house. This is Dipsy's house. Dipsy is green. So, people here in the 90s must have really loved the Teletubbies and decided to paint their houses in Teletubby colours. What colour was Poe? Red. Yeah, we need to find a red house. Easy. There's quite a few red houses here. I suppose it's slightly more, enlivening than the sort of the grey pebble dash. Where's the Poe? Yes, we're searching for the Poe house. We're not searching for the Poe. Every house has a Poe. But we're searching for Poe's house, which should be red. There's a sort of orangey red over there. It's not quite the red of Poe. Sounds like some kind of like Chinese philosophy, the red of Poe. There's the town toilets. I think I've shown you those before on a live stream. It's just repetitive. Nice detail on your windowsill. There's some nice architecture here, some Georgian stuff. We're in search of red houses. I think there's a way to cut up through these houses to the next street, and there's a pink house and another yellow one and dark bluey grey one, but not a. Can we go up here? I think there's a way. Yes, Buglehorn Hill. We're going up Buglehorn Hill. Guide room, blimey. They still have girl guides. It's very British. Land and Sea Resources Limited. Yeah, it's a very salubrious building. Yes, they must be doing really well. And what was on Simon's channel? Oh, he went up back alleys. How's it? So far, so good. It was very typical when we drove here, very smoothly from Belgium, no problem. Got to the shuttle, got there early in Calais. I said, do you want to leave on an earlier train? We got the earlier train ticket and then waited half an hour in a queue to get our passports checked with a whole bunch of other cars. And so we missed the earlier train, and got the train that we were supposed to have got in the first place. And then, all right, great, we're on our way. Got to the M25 and there was an accident, and that put up like about an hour on our journey time, which is typical. But apart from that, we got here okay. Ooh, sunshine in the alley. So, yeah, so far it's so good. I've had typical British food. I've had some British beer with my sandwiches for lunch. And we're going to have cake and stuff. And on Christmas Day, we're going to have venison instead of turkey, courtesy of my brother-in-law, who knows somebody from a country estate here in the Lake District, and they've managed to acquire some venison. That the other part of the venison is going to be served to a gentleman by the name of Lord Cavendish, who's some kind of lord up here, and we're getting part of the same deer. Oh, you've got to go, Robert. See ya. So yes, this is Buglehorn Hill. Buglehorn was a pub at one point. What a surprise! So we've got a blue house here in search of the Poe House, and a yellow one. This is the Buglehorn pub, which dates to 1854 and is now a house. There's an orange house, a grey house, a dark red house. There's a sort of like pinky red house there. There was a house here, green, yellow, green, blue. There's this red one here. This is the one I was thinking of, but the red is kind of faded. You thought I was ending? Why did I suddenly cut off? No, I was talking about venison. What I was going to have for Christmas dinner. And on Monday, tomorrow, we're going with all the family, my sister and brother-in-law and nephew and his girlfriend and my mum and dad and me and my sons. We're going out for a Christmas meal at a hotel, so it saves on all the work that we'd have to otherwise have to do. Orange door. It's very, very colourful street. This is Soutergate, which means like shoemakers street or something like that. So it's a rather muddy. It's Poe in old age. I mean, the house is 17th century, as you can tell from the chimney. Oh, you're leaving. All right, I've sent you to sleep, Peppo. Okay. I'll tell you what. We'll go down this alley and head towards the church. As you do when you go through alleyways, they always take you to the church. A cousin of mine and my mother's sister's sons used to live briefly in a little apartment along here a long time ago. I'll just flip you back. Yes, so this is the first exercise I've had since I got here. I've just been slogging about, looking at my phone, helping my mum prepare food and stuff. So the sun's coming out. Look at that. Oh, nice. Town Street. That is. Where do we go? Down there. I'm very lucky to have an audience. You know, I'm very grateful. Oh, I messaged Chuck, Robert, and I'm going to hopefully have a video chat with her over Christmas and catch up. Chuck the magpie. I think my cousin lived in one of these buildings, but we're going down there towards that summer house. That's very nice with the sun shining. It's the first time the sun has appeared today. Oh right, is it grey down south? Is it? Oh dear. Yes, Chuck has had to leave Hong Kong. She still works there, teaching stage and costume design and helping with productions and so on and so forth, and also teaching. But she has to teach there on when she's being required by the Hong Kong Academy for Performing Arts to go and help with productions and so forth. She has to also fit in her teaching when she goes there, because she lives back at her parents in Tokyo. Hey, Adalabati, you're back. You finished cooking, and because it was getting too expensive to live in the part of Tokyo, part of Hong Kong where she was living, because the cost of living, she said, was too high. So she's moved back to her parents. But it does mean that she has to basically shuttle between Tokyo and Hong Kong whenever she's required to go and help out with productions, and then she has to fit all her students' teaching time in that short period as well. It must be a nightmare. So all the houses around here, there's no 20th century houses here. It's all 19th century houses. I think most of them are from the 1850s and a bit later. Before that, there wasn't much here. It's a nice little sort of summer house at the end of someone's garden, an octagonal thing. Another school. That's still an active school, I think. That one with the sort of pointed gables. Our friend from school used to live in one of these houses. Down there, I think. We're now heading towards the church, which is the oldest building in the town. Oh, I turned the camera the wrong way. These are the things. I think these houses are from the 1870s. Looking at them, I used to live in a house from the 1870s, which is why they look familiar. Oh, the school is for sale. Oh dear, it's not a school anymore. It's closed down. Okay, there's also a vet's down there where my sister used to work. And a girl from school that I knew used to live in one of these houses. Churchyard's looking nice in the sunlight. I can't remember whether I did a live stream here before or not. I did sort of like have a video chat with my one-time friend in Nihonbashi and took it all around town showing her stuff. I could have been confusing it, doing a live stream with the video chat with her a couple of years ago. Jumpers for goalposts next. Oh God. Yes. You ain't see me, right? Yes. Nice. Christmas dead people. Dead people for Christmas. With the crows. And a boot and a shoe hanging on the railings. What is it? What's hanging? There's something hanging on the railings that shouldn't be there. I'm quite sure what that is. Oh, it looks like someone's medical arm support. That's a bit weird. Okay. One of my early YouTube vlogs was done in this graveyard. Can you believe? I think through that vlog, I was able to get Shivers' sister, twin sister, appear as a guest on the show. So it paid dividends. A drug dealer spot. The way your mind works, Adam, alas, I don't know. Maybe in Wiltshire. Here, not so much. Clean up after your dog. Okay. Yes, please, because I can't see where I'm going, and the last thing I want to do is step in doggy doo-doo. Okay. These are the 1870s houses I was talking about, one of which I lived in, which I've probably shown you before. I shall show you again. My eldest son went up there about an hour ago. If you look at the advert, you can see that monument in the background. That was a shot. That shot of that was taken by my eldest son from a hill several miles over that way, which is why he zoomed in and it was very shaky. So if you watch the advert again, you'll notice that lighthouse, which is just a monument, not a real lighthouse. So if I go up that road, it takes me up the back of the hill there and to my parents' house. But we'll go along here to the base of the monument, and I'll show you my old bedroom. As you do, why not? Yes. Oh right, the Brandon shoe on the railing. Yes, the delay. Yes, I forget the delay as well. And I have to try and remember what I've said. As you get old, as you get to my age, that happens a lot. Trying to remember what you said, whether it was relevant. So, you see the sort of like the stovepipe? Hey, hello! I was just wondering whether you were still in Japan or have you come back? Still no guitar is here. Peppo has left. Adalabati is still here. Adalabati's husband is relieved, so because she's taken over from watching, and he can go and do something else now. and Alas is here. As she's just mentioned, there's that stovepipe thing. That wasn't there when I was there. They must have had the boiler put in. But this house, dating from 1876, that was my bedroom, up there. And one of my best friends was sick out of the window after drinking homemade beer. Oh, yes, and you can just so in the distance, hang on, I'll see if I can zoom in, see the sea. Can I see the sea? Can I see the sea? Why won't it zoom in? Or am I zoomed in? I'm perhaps in the wrong camera for zooming in. Front times 0.4. Oh no, that's zoomed out. Times 1. I can't zoom in. But anyway, oh dear. There is the sea. Sort of like the coast. And there's a factory there that's derelict. But they're going to build new factories. A new factory there making yes, I had a sea view. I did, yes. They're going to build, it used to be a chemical factory producing sort of pharmaceuticals, and that closed down, and now they're going to build armaments for sending to Ukraine, apparently. So in the next couple of years we can expect Russian drone attacks. Lovely. Unless Russia collapses in the next couple of years, which we could all keep our fingers crossed will happen. But in the next couple of years, I was just things you Google when you're sat on your parents' sofa with not much else to do, and I was asking, what happens when is AGI predicted, artificial general intelligence, and according to the tech bros, it's going to be in about 2 years. But according to experts, it could be in about 10 years. But following that, by about 2050, we could have artificial superintelligence, where it's a sentient entity that doesn't need human input and can essentially secure resources through surreptitious means to ensure its own survival. And we will all become irrelevant. But by 2050, I'll be dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. There we are. Cheerful news on Simon No Chalamet. You don't get that on 2.5 ages. We're all going to die. Scoops, ice cream for dogs. There we are. Okay. It's a very dog-friendly place, this. But you have to clean up after them. Scoops, poops, ice cream for dogs. Okay. Bizarre. Oh, there's a playground in there. Didn't used to be a playground in there. This is Ford Park. Park being the park of a country house, which is round the corner. Can we see the country house from here? This used to be a big country house with just grounds. I did cross-country running for school. It used to sort of occur in here. Can you see the house? Let's go to this little rotunda thing. Yes, children don't use playgrounds anymore, really. Councils put them up thinking they're being very good. You can just sort of vaguely see through the trees as a sort of a house building. But yeah, kids. What kid could you drag away from their iPad to come and play on here? You know, only children just capable of walking, who have not yet been indoctrinated into social media, and their young mothers may come here when it's warmer. But for the most part, these things, what happens to these things is that they just sort of deteriorate. They look good. They make the local council look, oh look, we're being providing for the community, and then these things just rust and fade and rot and fall apart. Alright, we'll go back up here after that cheery interlude. Cynical Simon strikes again. Yes, what's the point of a playground? You know. Yes, they don't have ReadyBrek anymore with that radioactive glow that protects them from the rain. Wonderful wildflowers at Ford Park. Did you know different insects need different flowers? Oh, I didn't. No. There we are. Educational. Dog ice cream and education. Site safety notice. What are they doing here? Safety helmets must be worn. What's going on? These used to be my neighbours. One of them was an para. World War II para. And his sons. I think they lived in that house there. They're sort of 3-storied, bay-windowed. They've got cellars, these houses, as well. All from the 1870s. I think you just see the house with the... hang on, maybe we can see it clearly. Big hedges. Keep nosy YouTubers from poking their cameras into your private affairs. Yes, there used to be double iron gates here. This was used to where I lived. Oh look, wow. Now they've gone all out, haven't they? Yes, that used to be my house. First it was dark green, and then it was dark blue. Painted it dark blue, and that was my sister's bedroom at the top there. That middle room, that's the living room in the middle, and that's the parlour downstairs, and behind that are the kitchens and the utility room and the garage, and then you can go down into the cellar underneath there. But I don't know who lives there now. No idea. Ford Park Crescent we're on. This is the posh bit of Ulverston. If you see a glow from the south, it's you walking your dog. Oh right, yes, you he has a secret stash of Ready Breck. Rather nice houses. Very stately. I've got a postcard somewhere, an old postcard with a photograph on it, sort of taken sort of not too long after these houses were built. Can you see the house? I can't really see it, but there's a sort of house behind those trees over there. At the end of my umbrella. That's Ford Park House. Yeah, so we've had Teletubbies houses. We've had 17th century back alleys. I've had late 19th century posh houses. A girl I used to fancy at school lived in the last house on the right. And my best friend, who I'm going to see later after this, he was the one who managed to sort of go out with her in the end. And then, but she was not very intimate. There was not a lot of intimacy, which was extremely disappointing from his perspective. So that relationship didn't last very long, and I therefore subsequently dodged a bullet, as it were. My sister was quite attractive as well, I seem to remember. I remember these things. Very posh. Yes, it's a very Ford Park Crescent. You see. It's a crescent with a view of the monument and the hill adjoining a country park. And these are some new houses that have been built on the country park. They weren't there when I was here. But they're sympathetically built, I think. For modern houses, they're quite sympathetically built, with stone facings and proper tiled roofs and so forth. Yes, not bad. That was just fields. All right, mouldy, 180 centimetre ceiling height timber frame shit buckets. Oh dear. Well, we'll not go to your place then. Oh dear. Yes. Unless there's something there, worth seeing. Yes, it's very descriptive. Mouldy shit buckets. Mouldy shit buckets in Germany. I went to school here when this was a different building that looked very similar, which they then knocked down and rebuilt in the same style and turned into apartments. But this was a school which my grandfather apparently went to as well, and then my father and my uncles, and then when my parents sort of dragged me here because they moved here, I ended up going there as well for about 1 year, because this was just for the up to people age up to about 11, and then the other school was completely other side of the town, and you had to sort of make your own way to the other school. All right, yes, that school that was for sale earlier on, apparently children before the school was sold, children of that school painted this. Cycling is prohibited. Clean up off your cycle. You're using that. What's that? Shitboxes. Here in Wiltshire, we have 180 centimetre high timber frame shitboxes too. Said Alas. Back in the graveyard. I think I may round up in the graveyard. We'll all wind up in the graveyard. Some weird guy whistling. Okay. I'll go up here. amongst the graves and flip you back. Strange guy whistling. Okay, right, well, happy chappy whistling away in the graveyard. I got to go make my way gradually back to my friend's house because he's moved. He was living in a rather nice house next to Windermere Lake with his girlfriend, who is a property sort of owner. But for some reason, they moved to a small house here in Ulverston. So I'm not quite sure why. So I shall find out when I go to visit him. But yeah, here we are. Me walking through the graveyard that I used to be terrified of coming back from the pub as a teenager. The spooky, more slightly. The sun has gone now. The church looks a bit more ominous. Not so friendly. The graveyard is looking less and less friendly as well. With the sunlight, it didn't look so bad. I'm just walking over the dead here. So that was basically the show for this week. I mean, it was rambling nonsense. I hope you enjoyed it. The next week is sort of like, I think, what's happening next week? Next Sunday. I could be doing another one next Saturday or Sunday. You need to stand out at a graveyard is only full of regrets. Oh dear. So next Saturday, I could be doing something. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing next Saturday. I know that I'm going back to Belgium on the 30th, whenever that is. I think it's a Tuesday. So that means Saturday is sort of like not that long after Boxing Day. So depending on what state I'm in, I may try and do another live stream. I remember we did one from the Lake District when I was here. We went to that Japanese garden thing, didn't we? So I'll maybe look something up, and if the weather's all right, I'll maybe go and do something out in the Lake District. But any dead cats? Not that I've seen. Yeah, there was no wind either, so should be okay. Oh, all right. There's Tom. All right, comes. Hello. I'm just rounding up the show. Okay. Have you come all the way down from the Hode? Oh, you did a big circle. Did you walk down Ford Park? Yeah. Oh, right. You must have seen me. Did you not see me?
No, I was chatting with Mrs. Hendry.
Oh, right, yeah.
He was there and I was checking out and then came back.
All right. Well, here we are. This is Tom. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, that's Tom. Yeah, there's my oldest son. I shall accompany him part way before I go and see my friend. But next week I shall be maybe out in the Lake District somewhere. We shall see. But thank you for joining. And I'm going to push this button now. I'm going to put my finger in your face. And thank you for watching, and see you all again next week. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.